This is where the fun begins.
What is up, everybody? Hello, happy May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Happy Star Wars Day. Hope everybody is doing well. Welcome, 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 everybody that is with us so far. Looks like we got 64 friends joining us thus far. Hello, hello. I totally messed up my hair, but it's okay because, you know, nobody cares. How you guys doing? Great to see you on the Cantina tonight. Hope you are doing very well. Or in the afternoon, or in the morning, or like super late at night, depending on where you are. Welcome. Doesn't matter. We're happy that you are here. Hey guys, what is up? Really happy to see you guys. So yeah, Star Wars Day. We got a lot to talk about. We got a fantastic show lined up for you. Some great guests, great friends that are in the Cantina with us today, and we're gonna have a great time. So all right, so we got a lot to talk about. There's a lot to cover. Star Wars content. Phantom Menace is back in theaters. The Bad Batch wrapped up this week. Tales of the Empire released today. And there are new announcements from Hasbro, Hot Toys, SH Figuarts, and HasLab was delayed. We're going to talk about all that stuff. To help me do that, I have some friends that are joining me. They are in the green room behind the scenes waiting for me to bring them into the conversation here. Before I do that, I just want to take a quick look and see which of my friends are joining us today on our special May the 4th stream. Dodgson, how's it going? Dodgson, good to see you. Captain Eeks, how are you doing? Thank you for being with us. Carl, how's it going? Just Capster, how are you doing? Des T, how are you doing? Better Rate Bob, how's it going, my friend? Daniel, how are you doing? Adam, how's it going, my friend? Chris, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us today. Adam, John, how's it going? Good to see you today. Jeff, how are you doing, Jeff? Adam, been a while. Adam, how are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. TVC Mackin in the house with us. At One with the Force, how's it going? We got Tim in the house. How you doing, Tim? Good to see you. Middle-aged Kiwi Man collecting Star Wars. How is it going, Jason? Kia ora, good to see you. Delvian Seek, how is it going? Good to see you as well. Milky Way Skywalker, how's it going, pal? Good to see you today. Toys Are the Way, how's it going, my friend? Nice. Q Mighty, how are you doing? Greg, my friend, how are you doing, Greg? How are you doing? Brad, how is it going? Nice. Off to a really good start here. Bread on Fat, happy Star Wars Day. Yeah. Daymax, how are you doing? Nice. Brad, how is it going, Brad? Sakic Score, how you doing? How are you doing? Tina, how's it going? Rogue Killer, how's it going? Mary, how's it going, Mary? Happy to see you. As always, love having you in the Cantina. Ed, what's good, Ed? Good to see you. Been a while since I've seen you here in the Cantina. Ed is an OG, goes back to 2013. Following VC, we really appreciate it. Mechanized, how you doing? I might be calling you a couple of you guys out twice. Sorry about that. Tim, how's it going, Tim? Other Tim, July through November, how are you doing? Chris, thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. Keith, how are you doing? Nice. Off to a great start. Really excited that you guys are here. I hope I don't torture you too much today, but we'll do our best. If I do, just say, hey, Victoria, you need to calm down, chill out. All right, so I'm not going to make you wait any longer. Let me grab my guests that are waiting for us. We got 86 in the house right now. All right. Who do we have in the cantina waiting to come out and serve the masses here alongside with me at the bar? The crazy masses of Cantinians that are here for a good time, waiting to talk about Star Wars, waiting to talk about toys, waiting to just have a great time, being happy, positive, celebrating Star Wars, and all the good things that come along with that. So thank you guys for being here. All right. In the backstage area, he's a person that runs a Facebook group. We're very fortunate that he's here. He was almost not going to be here, but I'm glad that he's here. It's really cool. We got the one, the only, Jazzy John Miko in the house. John, how is it going?
Woo! May the 4th be with you, Victoria, and all of you. What's up?
May the 4th be with you, John. Thank you for being here. John from the TVC Facebook group. And then in the backstage, we have another YouTuber, awesome YouTuber, one of the greatest channels that's ever graced your screens on YouTube, right? We got Tremendous Tim from Bosk's Bounty. Tim, how's it going?
I appreciate the introduction. Yeah. May the 4th be with you. Happy Star Wars Day. It seems like it's been too long. It's been ages, hasn't it, since we've talked or done a live stream, hasn't it? Even with John and on my channel, it's been too long. So it's good. Thank you for inviting me, Victoria. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Far too long. Thank you for being here, Tim. And then, is it possible that we have the tuna himself waiting backstage? Is he waiting to come on to into the cantina? We need to pull him out from the back. He's hiding over there in the storage cellar. He's got to come out, hang out with us here. So we got Crazy Chris from banthaschool.com. Chris, how's it going?
Oh God, is this an intervention? What are you all doing here?
We're all here for you.
Happy Star Wars Day, everyone.
Happy Star Wars Day. Nice. Well, cool, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. This is like the Star Wars Day, and I couldn't think of a better crew to celebrate this day with than you three. So thank you so much for being here with me.
Thank you.
Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. So, like I said, there's a lot to talk about. Everyone that's in the chat with us, we got 91 right now. Thank you guys for being here with us. Really appreciate you. Thank you for your comments. And thanks for hanging out with us today. So we got a range of topics to talk about. So we're going to get right into it. We're not going to waste any time. Of course, you could consider all of social hour a waste of time, but it's okay. You're here with us, so that's all that counts. All right. Celebration Japan, you guys. So tickets for Celebration Japan, Star Wars Celebration Japan, went on sale within the last couple of days. And as I understand it, there are still some days available if anybody wants to head out to Celebration Japan. Very exciting. I myself really wanted to go. Probably not going to do that though because of the timing. It's just kind of at a weird time, right? Like as an educator, like, that's kind of like testing season, and that's not really a vacation time for teachers. So probably not going to make it, unfortunately, but I'm very happy for everybody who will be going to Star Wars Celebration.
Victoria, you were just there recently, right? In Japan.
Yeah, I was there in September, October, and it's my second visit there, and like that's a place I'll never get tired of. I love going to Japan, just like being immersed in the culture, in the food and the sights, the sounds, the people, the technology, just the collectibles, like all of it. Just a great place to be.
How is it with the language barrier?
Nobody speaks English, so most people, what you see them do is, if they're like traveling, they'll just be on their phone and they'll type something in, translate it, go like that. You just talk back and forth like that. I started learning a little bit of Japanese before I left, so a little bit really went a long way, and you could tell it's really appreciated by the locals. But my goal is for next time I go to be fluent, so we'll see what happens. That's my goal.
Nice.
Any of you guys looking to go or knowing anybody who might be going?
I have full respect for anyone that does go. I mean, especially from the UK. I mean, it's a hell of hell of a trip. I know a couple of my friends have booked up to go, so big respect to them. I would love to go. I won't be though, unfortunately. But I mean, I'd love to go to Japan anyway. I mean, it looks fantastic. So, but yeah, I'm not too sure how my family would feel about the long flight. To be honest, they're not great flyers. So, but yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah, I've yet to go to a celebration ever. I'm very sorry, Star Wars fans. I'm hoping it does come back to the Northeast at some point. I know I missed the boat on that. I don't know. I think maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, but that would be great.
Even Florida, if they went back to Orlando.
Yeah, Florida. I do Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm sure they'll bring it back before long, but yeah, it's something to definitely experience at least once. Like, I love going to Comic-Con, but like Celebration is just a whole other, it's like all Star Wars. So it's you're just kind of immersed in more of like a positive sort of energy. Everybody's there because they want to be there and they love Star Wars, and it's just all great. So definitely worth it. And you never know who you're going to see like that. Like when I was there in 2007 and was ordering hot dogs with Carrie Fisher. Like, I mean, you just never know who you're going to see.
So
right?
cool. So cool.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. So our next topic here, in case you didn't know, and I'm sure everybody knows, Star Wars Episode 1, Phantom Menace is back in theaters as of yesterday, 25th anniversary. And it's back on the big screen. I think the last time it was in theaters was 2011, 2012, somewhere around there when they were doing the 3D version.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is 25th anniversary, and it has a preview of the Acolyte, the new Star Wars Disney Plus series, which is kind of cool. Any of you guys have you seen it yet? Are you planning to see it in theaters again?
Yep, saw it last night.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who'd you go with, Tim?
I went with a friend that I always go to see Star Wars with. Basically, he doesn't really collect the toys or anything, but he's we always, ever since the special editions, we've always gone together.
You didn't drag the kiddos, torture them through
no
that Senate dialogue.
I love the Phantom Menace. I thought it was great. Yeah, and the Acolyte, for anyone so there was a trailer for the Acolyte today, which I thought was just going to be what I watched last night, but it wasn't. It was a totally new trailer. So the Acolyte extra bit that you saw was like almost like an extended part of the trailer. So you just got a bit of like the dialogue between the main female Jedi. I forget the actor's name. She was in The Matrix. And then you see the fight that she has with the assassin girl that you see in the trailer, sort of thing. So you just see a bit more of that, really. So it's good. It's good to see it. But yeah, it's good. The last time I saw Episode 1 in the cinema was the 3D version, which was, got to say, it's pretty poor, really, compared to proper 3D. Like Avatar or whatever that's actually filmed in 3D rather than converted. So, but it's good. Always good to see Star Wars on the big screen.
Yeah, for sure.
I wanted to go, but only to an AMC theater. We don't have one close to us because they have that exclusive R2-D2 popcorn bucket, which if you check eBay, they're going for around $100 or more right now. So if anyone has an AMC,
one, is that what you're saying?
What's that?
So you want to flip one? Is that what you're saying?
No, I want one. I don't want to pay $100 for it.
Those posters are going on eBay really expensive. It's like I wanted a free poster, and those posters are on eBay for a small fortune as well.
And the one who actually wants the popcorn bucket is the missus upstairs. She's the one that keeps saying she wants it.
Nice. You got to get it for her, Chris.
Yeah.
And you can drink out of his head, right? They put the soda in his head, it looked like.
Oh, now it's a must own. That settles it.
A 2-in-1.
I'm gonna be on eBay for a minute grabbing one.
Yeah, I would have loved to gone too. It's just things have been pretty crazy with my kids from all their different sporting and dance events. So I didn't want to drag anyone there last night, but I'd love to get there with my little brother because 25 years ago, I was geez, I'm feeling old, really old. But I was a senior in high school, and my wife, my now wife, couple friends, and we even got my little brother out of like third or whatever grade he was in, and we all skipped school and saw Star Wars. So it would be fun to do that. I don't know how late it's playing. Is it going into next week, or is it just through Monday?
Through the week.
Oh, okay. So maybe there's still a chance we can do that. That would be very meaningful if I can get him to go and then drag my kids, or at least my youngest, who is a Star Wars fan, to see it.
Drag. You say it like it's punishment.
They'll get plenty of candy and what do they call them? Slushies and all that stuff. So I'm sure they'll enjoy it.
Right on. Yeah, I'm probably gonna try and go during the week myself. Weekend's kind of busy with things going on, but yeah.
I think it's playing at IMAX as well, right? That might be a worthwhile experience.
Yeah, I just can't believe it's been 25 years since this was out.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Crazy.
I mean, I remember seeing the special edition of A New Hope for the 20th anniversary, and like now that's like more than double that time, right? So that's wild. All right, so it's always cool when they're bringing Star Wars back to theaters. Though I hope they continue it with the others, just like they did Return of the Jedi last year was great. It was great to see it on the big screen again. But I hope they continue it with the Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, and so forth. Because I'd definitely go back to see, especially Revenge of the Sith. I would love to see that again in theaters.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right, cool. So speaking of the Acolyte, did you guys get a chance to see the new trailer that dropped this morning?
Just saw it. Very interesting to see that villain finally.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah, it looks cool. It looks cool. I mean, any new Star Wars show, already has my attention on the basis of it just being Star Wars, right? Like some are better than others, obviously, but anytime it's something new that explores like a completely new era that has never been like touched in like live action, like is pretty exciting. And this is kind of like a fresh, clean slate where there's not going to be really any ties directly to, I mean, maybe there will be, but as when we see it, it's going to be with fresh eyes, right? We're not going to be thinking about Luke Skywalker. We're not going to be thinking about Darth Vader or anything like that, right? This is like a new era to explore. And for me, I think that's the most exciting aspect of this one.
But we are going to be expecting Yoda.
I think that's a given. Yeah. I think one of the teaser posters, in fact, showed a lightsaber that looked very similar to his. So I think that's a pretty big giveaway. Yeah. No. So this is going to be a 2-episode premiere on June the 4th. It'll be both episodes 1 and 2 on June 4th. So not too long away. Exactly a month from today, we'll be seeing the first 2 episodes of The Acolyte on Disney Plus.
Looking forward to the Wookiee Jedi. That's he looked good.
Man bun Wookiee. Man bun Wookiee.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Hey, don't get I'll start getting hair envy.
Is that a dig, Tim? Come on.
No.
You're picking on the baldest guy here.
Well, that's why I always wear a hat.
Yeah, so cool stuff. I'm going to go to the chat, see who's joined us in the last few minutes here. We got 107 Cantinians in the house. Thank you guys for being here with us. Marino, how is it going? We've got JK with us. How are you doing? We got Britt. Hey, Britt, how's it going, my friend? Good to see you. We got Takan hanging out with us. What's going on, Takan? We got tuning in on Facebook because we are streaming on both platforms. Star Wars Coleccionistas España. Hello, how's it going?
Nice.
Yeah, so we got some new friends joining us. Daniel Chart 99, how are you doing? We got BI, how is it going? Larry, how's it going? Larry, good to see you. July through November, how are you doing? James, how is it going? Nice. Great crowd here in the Cantina.
Look at that comment. Look at his comment too. His AMC ran out of the R2D2 buckets. They're going to be gold.
It's crazy what's going on with that stuff, because there was one for Ghostbusters too, and like you got to go like a few days before they even premiere to get this stuff, which it's like you shouldn't be able to sell them until the actual events.
I'm having flashbacks to the theater edition Luke now.
Yeah, so that was true. Like several theaters had a Ghostbusters, like different. They had different ones. There was like the Ecto one. There was a Slimer. There was there's a trap, like two different traps. There was, but I did get one of them on eBay. I got the Slimer bucket.
Oh, sweet.
From Cinemark.
With the first one that came out a couple years ago, we have my daughter got the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man bucket.
Nice.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool.
Yeah. When I went, they didn't have any. Like, I really wanted that one. That's when I was in Texas visiting family, and we went to see the new Ghostbusters, and they didn't have that. They had sold out. The guy at the comic shop had it, and I was like, "Hey, how'd you get that?" And this was like the morning of, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I got it already." Like, but yeah, you see people selling them on eBay, and they have like 100 of them. It's like, how do you do that? How do you get 100 popcorn?
Yeah, you should have a ticket to the show, to the movie to be able to get a bucket.
I would say so.
Might be someone that works there, like out the back door,
Yeah, for sure. We got 120 in the house. Thank you guys for hanging out with us on May the 4th, Star Wars Day. All right. So our next topic here we're going to talk about is the Bad Batch, you guys. So the Bad Batch, we had not only the season finale, but also the series finale, which completed on Wednesday.
I haven't finished watching it.
Go away.
So I'm gonna mute myself, and if somebody just wants to message me when you're on to the next subject,
go potty.
Yeah. So John, you and Tim saw it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. It was very safe. I felt like. I mean, I think season 3 on the whole was probably the most. Probably the best season, just in terms of like where things went very early on. Like, it definitely took more of a mature, more of a darker sort of tone, and it was really fun. I enjoyed where things went. I enjoyed the story they tried to tell, and then simultaneously kind of seeing it undone in the finale, like all the stuff they were kind of building up to. But yeah, it wasn't as dark as some people were afraid it was going to be. It was pretty good.
Yeah. No, I thought it was an interesting closing. I agree with you. It was safe. Yeah. I do have one question though, if people can help me, because I'll admit I was watching this a lot late night, and I would fall asleep and have to like rewatch. But
I'll do that as well.
Yeah. But at the end there was, it went forward a few years, right? And it was Hunter and Omega. What happened with Crosshair and Echo?
They're alive. She mentions them, doesn't she?
Did she mention?
Yeah, she mentions them.
I guess I gotta watch it again.
Yeah, that's as far as I can remember. Yeah, she mentions them.
Yeah, I think for sure she mentioned Wrecker. She mentioned Crosshair.
Oh, Wrecker.
She mentioned too. Rex.
Yeah, no, just Wrecker. Sorry, Wrecker and Crosshair. She mentioned. Yeah, because
Wrecker and Crosshair.
They were the 3 that were like together, weren't they? Echo went off with Rex, didn't he?
He went off. Yeah.
So there might be something, an expanded show just about them. I don't know. I don't know what they've got planned, but I was hoping that something would get announced today. Unless I've missed something like a new show or whatever. And I completely forgot about Tales of the Jedi was on actually today, so I need to watch that. So we're going to be talking about that later, and I haven't seen it, but I'm okay with spoilers.
Yeah. And she went off right to join the rebellion, and it looked like she was in a very similar ship than the Phantom 2. Could be wrong, but it looked very similar, like ship.
there's there's a lot of those that kind of look like that. Like Grievous
Very
is like
similar.
the one that he
Yeah.
went to Utah kind of looked like that. There's one in Galaxy's
That's
Edge
true.
that looks kind of like that. So I mean, maybe. But yeah, it's kind of like what we saw at the end of Rebels, where they just kind of like left things open to some extent. So, they could, if they wanted to come back later and, pick up a storyline and continue telling it like they did with Ahsoka, that's there. So that's.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it overall. I would say that there was, I don't want to say filler episodes, but it's like when I look back on it, there's only like maybe 5 or 6 episodes that I can actually really remember. And one of those is the very first episode. I watched that again not so long ago. That's brilliant, obviously with Order 66 and what have you. And of course you've got the tech episode end of was that what was that, end of season 2? Was that the end, or was it halfway through this season? I can't even remember now, but yeah, it was okay. I've said this before, I kind of like the episodes that are like about things that are going on around Clone Force 99 rather than the team themselves. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's just beautiful, the sense of them taking care of Omega, that was the utmost importance to them, was this girl. So I thought that was pretty admirable, and a good story to see, because they were more than just clones. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, I think more than anything else, what I enjoyed about it is just having like a new piece of Star Wars to look forward to each week, It was fun. I don't know that it was like the most, like when you think of the totality of the Bad Batch, I don't think it was as like the implications weren't as deep, I guess, as maybe the Clone Wars or Rebels, but
No.
it was a fun like little diversion to kind of explore a little bit more.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. It's like 3 series, not really a lot happens in like the expanded story, does it? It's quite a micro story just about them, and I honestly thought we'd probably find out a little bit more about Omega. There's still some sort of stuff that's untold about her, how force sensitive she is and all that kind of stuff. They didn't really explore any of that, did they? And all that kind of stuff. So
Right.
yeah, I thought something was gonna happen with that.
Yeah, that was a little odd, for them to say, oh yeah, she is force sensitive, but you never actually see it happen.
No.
Yeah, with Asajj like training her or trying to get her to, right?
And then she never actually uses
bring it
anything
out
later on to, she uses her skills that she's learned from the clones to escape. They made a point of saying that, didn't they? Echo said, "Oh, I know that was her because that's what I would have done. Create a distraction and all that kind of stuff." So she used her sort of like, as I say, her skills that she learned from them, rather than anything to do with the Force or anything like that. So it's just, that kind of went unexplained, didn't it? But I guess a lot of that happens quite often in Star Wars, doesn't it?
Right. Yeah. Nothing ever gets fully explained, right? You got to go to the comics or the books or this and that, or you got to wait till later. But yeah, I thought like the most interesting thing was like the Project Necromancer stuff, like because we heard that and like mentioned in Mandalorian season 3, right? And it's like, oh, this is how it started. But then it just kind of like got all undone by the end of this season of Bad Batch. So I guess they got to start over. So just kind of an interesting thing that just all like ended, right? Like it wasn't it was a bit of a red herring, I guess, like at the very beginning of the season. But yeah, what I want to see is Omega meet Boba Fett, her brother, and see how that goes. That'd be interesting.
knowing Filoni's characters, they all make it into live action, and he has a hard time letting go of some of them. So I'm sure they'll make an appearance.
Yeah, and Peak Obi-Wan is right. Scorch got scorched. We got to see his end.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what you're saying about them being safe with it, I felt we could have lost maybe, at least one more of them, just to sort of up the ante a little bit.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, I was really thinking Crosshair was going to be the one to go, but
like maybe he like sacrifices himself or something in some cool way or something. Goes that full circle, back to,
Yeah, she had such a deep connection with him towards the end, because when they saved her, she ran and hugged him first, I noticed. And then they all hugged, or Hunter, Crosshair, and her. So it was, interesting to see that relationship, because she didn't want to give up on him at first. He was constantly saying, well, leave me, don't worry about me. And then it was kind of the reverse, right? Him wanting to go find her, rescue her, and all that stuff. So that was really interesting.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't laughing at you, John. I was laughing at Baymax. I was laughing at Baymax.
Yeah. She'll take 3 sabers and then come back 3 times like Ahsoka. It'll be great. It'll be fine. Poor Chris. I wish you were here to hear this, because I know that's his one issue with Ahsoka. Is that she's risen more times than Jesus. It's Greek Easter tomorrow. I can say that.
You can say that. All right. Very cool. So I guess we can leave that there. So maybe Chris will rejoin us here. But there was another series that dropped today. So now we also have more animated Star Wars, and the whole series was released today. You don't have to wait, from one week to the other to see it. So now we have not the Acolyte, but we have Tales of the Empire.
Yeah, and I completely forgot that this was actually airing today. I've been out all day, so I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I'm looking forward to seeing it for sure.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed the other. What was the other one? Tales of the Jedi, was it called?
Yep.
I really like that. There's some great episodes in that, so hopefully this is up there with that.
Did anybody see it or finish it or anything? Anyone else, Chris?
I haven't had time. It's like Brad has some comments there.
The
last comment.
Chris, can you hear us?
Chris, come back.
Come back, Chris.
Oh
no.
He's in the world between worlds now. There's nothing we can do for him. He'll have to resurrect now. All right. So we'll wait for Chris to come back. But yeah, I actually watched the whole thing already.
Oh, right. How many
How
episodes are there, Victoria?
There's 6 episodes, and they're relatively short. They're like between like 14 to 16 minutes. So it's a.
And is it 3 about Barriss and 3 about?
Yep, exactly. And I won't go into any spoilers. I'm sure there's a lot of people that haven't seen it, but yeah. So 3 of the episodes are about Morgan Elsbeth, and 3 are about Barriss Offee.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Chris, can you hear us now?
I can hear you now. That was weird.
Okay, we can hear you. Glad that you're okay. All right. Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. It's kind of like Tales of the Jedi, the same sort of formula. You get a little bit of a peek at aspects of characters that you're familiar with, but you get to learn a little bit more about them. It wasn't really anything revolutionary like Tales of the Jedi. It was just kind of, here's a deeper look at some of these characters you've seen in live action or in, Clone Wars or Rebels or whatever it is, and a little bit more of an expansion on those stories. There is a lot of time jumping that I kind of felt like doesn't really it's a little bit annoying. But for the most part, I thought it was pretty well done. I enjoyed watching it.
But Tales of the Jedi had the Dooku episode, didn't it?
Yeah.
And you saw how and why he sort of went down that
Turtles
road.
back.
You know, I thought that's brilliant.
Yeah, those are really good. The Dooku episodes, and then Yaddle and all that.
Mm.
Yes.
And Ahsoka was in there, of course. And Tales of the
Yeah, her
Jedi.
beginnings. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So I'll leave that at that. You guys ready to talk some toys and collectibles?
Pass. Not interested.
All right. So we're going to start off with, there's a lot of stuff that was announced from different companies. We're going to start off with some Hot Toys and work our way to Hasbro. So we're starting with Hot Toys. And we'll just take a brief look at the various things that they have been announcing, because there is a lot. Last week, so let me back up. I think it was in March, they announced they're going to be doing this big dark side campaign where they were going to be featuring a bunch of dark side oriented characters. And they released a bunch of images like this, where they just show you a bunch of figures that have already come out and a few that have not. Like, this has been done. Palpatine, the Royal Guard, that's been done.
But they're teasing that, though, Victoria, to come back again. Is that what they're doing?
Yeah. So essentially, this is the image that they had released. So it's basically, it shows a bunch of some that have been out and some that have not been out and some that have never been announced before, kind of just all like in here in these images, and some that were announced that weren't even in these images, like surprises. So a lot of stuff, basically. When you're talking Hot Toys, it really adds up.
I want that Emperor. I want a shot at it. I didn't pull the trigger last time, so I hope they do them again. So,
which one is that?
The Return of the Jedi one.
Oh yeah.
Do it.
You need it.
I'd be tempted by that too, because I got the pre-order the Vader that's coming up, and I'm like,
yes,
kind of need something to go with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So they started last week with putting some of these up. Revan was announced. They've never done Revan in Hot Toys 1/6 scale. So a very pleasant surprise. And this is a character that hasn't been like covered, like too much. It was a very big surprise in Knights of the Old Republic if you got to play that. And then, mentioned in the second Knights of the Republic, and then there's a novel about Revan, but there's not like a whole lot about Revan out there. But nonetheless, a lot of people have latched onto this character. And for the past couple of weeks, this has been out of all the franchises, like the highest selling Hot Toys figure on Sideshow's site. So it's definitely, very popular.
Wow. Did you hear that on like a live stream with them, or?
No, if you go to Sideshow's site, you can do a search and filter by best selling, and that's what comes out on top.
Oh, nice.
So in addition to Revan last week, 000 was announced and then put up. So this one was kind of a weird one, because this was one of the more limited releases, and I don't know, Hot Toys does this every now and then, which is kind of strange. And basically you RSVP on their site, on the Sideshow site in the US. And the way it's been working out is they will email you when the figure is ready to purchase. So you have to you jump onto their site, you go into a queue, and you just wait until it's your turn. Now, the problem is, if you're not glued to your phone looking at your email, you're probably going to miss it. And that's what happened for a lot of folks. So I prefer generally when they say, oh, it's going to be live on our site Friday at 10 a.m. or whatever it is, gives you time to make a game plan, right? But when it's just like, oh, here's the email at 2:14 p.m. in the afternoon randomly, go get it, makes it very hard for a lot of people. So a lot of people did miss out on 000. What's strange about that is that at the same time, they put BT1 up for pre-order, which is, you kind of need both of them to go together. And BT1 is not a limited release. It's just a regular release. So, the fact that 000 was limited kind of makes BT1 a little bit less appealing if you weren't able to get 000. So.
Wow. My 3PO 40th anniversary 3PO is processing with Salacious.
Nice.
So I wonder if it's just a lot harder to make that 3PO, and that's why he's more limited. I don't know. Seems like there's a lot of parts involved with that one.
Yeah, mine. I ordered that one too, and mine got delayed. Like they said, it's not coming till June. So you're lucky that you're getting it earlier, John.
Ooh.
So in addition to that, this is something that's coming back. This was released maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. The Return of the Jedi Stormtrooper.
Oh.
Comes with a Death Star wall that lights up. It's a really nice piece. I did buy it the first time around, but it's an easy one for them to sell because, you know, a lot of people, even with Hot Toys, army builds. Maybe not as much as Tyler of WTVC, but, you know, people do army build Hot Toys. So they're it's an easy one for him to do. So he's back up there. He has for pre-order. And that one is actually shipping relatively soon in June, they say. So.
How much is it with the wall?
It is not too bad. I think it's like $270, I want to say.
Chris is thinking about all the Kenner he can grade with that.
You're good. You're good for 10, John.
Let me see here. I'll give you a definite price on that.
Let me just say
I don't own a Hot Toy. They do look incredible. Every time I see them, I think I'd love
240.
I would like some of them in my collection, but it's just space and the price and the cost.
Wait for the
space, yeah.
Wait for an updated Bosk, man.
Yeah, that I would definitely dip my toe when they do that. Because there isn't a Hot Toys Bosk, is there? It's just a sideshow one, right?
Just the sideshow and the exclusive one with like the snarling, the hissing like mouth. Yeah.
Right.
The thing that turned me off of Hot Toys way back is I had that first Vader, the first Return of the Jedi Vader on Mass 1. I was photographing it. It just fell over on its own weight, and it broke in like 3 places just from falling over on its own weight.
Some poses may require hand support.
Mute John for the next 5 minutes. He's going to say something inappropriate.
He probably will. $240 is what the cost on this one is, so it's really not too bad to get that wall with it.
That's not bad at all.
It's not. But yeah, I mean, with Hot Toys, it's tough because you buy one and it's not going to be the only one you ever buy. It's just not.
Yeah, that's why I resist.
Yeah. Resist it, Ray. So they also announced Commander Cody, Chrome version. Why? I have no idea. But
carbonized.
I hope Hasbro's not watching this right now.
Is it $4 more?
But the card, it's really premium cardboard on that card, John. $4.
Yeah, Hasbro, if you're listening, we do not need a 4-pack of chromed Mandalorians, okay? We just don't need them.
Yeah. But yeah, so this one has 2 helmets. You get the Phase 1 helmet and the Phase 2. Again, I don't know why it exists, but apparently there's people out there that do like them, so that's cool.
So say 2,500 only.
2,500 only, and I think I believe if I go back and look, it's on wait list, so people did try to get in on that.
Damn!
Wow.
Yeah.
Flippers.
And that was all from last week. So let's fast forward to this week, because they didn't stop there with the chrome clone trooper. There's also a gold clone trooper to go along
with a jetpack.
Oh yeah.
And this one too, I think comes with both Phase 1. Yeah, Phase 1 and Phase 2 helmets. But I mean, get 1 or 2 and set it up with C-3PO. He's got his own personal guard. It's cool. I mean, I not for me, but some people want gold clone troopers, I guess. So.
Gold.
I was just thinking that.
You need that video. Gold.
Gold.
Bong and a blitz.
So, John, you guys saw the Stormtrooper, but check this out. Now there's also the Shadow Stormtrooper with the red LED wall.
Ooh.
And this is the same price, $240. So not horrible.
Repaint.
Yeah. Easy money.
Easy money.
It looks pretty cool though. The pauldron comes off if you want to have it with or without it. And I do like I like that it's not just black, right? There's a little bit of like wear and tear on his.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Oh,
yeah.
what, no.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. And the red wall is pretty cool. I think if you put those side by side, like the white clone troop and the black one together, like, you probably look pretty nice.
How are their how's that wall powered? You know, is it AC power or is it battery?
Battery powered.
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's nice that because I mean, for me it's nice because I have DTOFs and I usually put them in there, so it's like nice that there's no cords. But at the same time, if you want to turn it on, it's really hard because the on-off switch is at the very back. So like you have to put your hand in there, you know, try not to knock over your other figures and turn it on. So I seldom ever turn it on. But it's cool. Darth Maul is coming back. This is a 2.0 version. Darth Maul was released a few years back, and I did pick that one up at the time. But now they've revised it, of course. A little bit better. It's a 2.0. It's got a brand new head. And I got to say, the head looks really good.
Oh, so tempting. Stop it.
Wow.
You need Darth Maul, John. You need Darth Maul.
Ugh.
You need to do it.
It looks so great.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's on their Instagram shots, but on the Sideshow site, it comes with coins too. Chris, did you hear that? It comes with coins.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. It's clinched it.
Coins. He's sold.
He grabs his wallet. Yeah. It's really nice.
So
it's nice. I'm going to part with my original, and I'm going to go with the 2.0 because it is a notable improvement on the head sculpt. So, and there's two versions. There's a deluxe version that comes with the his swoop bike or whatever bike he has, his little speeder. And that one's, you know, at a premium. You got to pay a little bit more to get that version, but nice to have options.
According to Tyler's the Bloodfin speeder. Of course, he has it.
This one right here.
Yeah. I was talking to Tyler. He has this with the original. Pretty cool.
Yeah. What else did they announce? Okay, so I guess this was. Oh, I don't know how I missed Starkiller, but Starkiller was announced last week as well. And this is from the Force Unleashed, the first video game where there was like Hasbro made a figure of him in this with this look. But now Hot Toys is taking a stab at it.
Looks like one of the missing Knights of Ren.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
It's like Edward Scissorhands over there. What's going on?
Yep. Yeah. So if I recall correctly, the reason that he somehow got into, because you know the Starkiller was a clone, right? So this version of Starkiller got into some sort of accident, like in a Star Destroyer or something, and he became fused with parts of the Star Destroyer, and now they're part of his body. So that's why he looks like that.
The claw. The
Toy Story aliens, the claw. Yeah, it's a nice piece. Not for me, but you know, I know a lot of people were excited. Even Sam Witwer was commenting on it, like, oh, they're finally making a toy with me for Hot Toys. So I guess the really big one this week was the Dark Empire Luke Skywalker. And here he is right here. So there's a few versions of this. So there is the artisan version with the rooted hair made out of wool. And this was another limited release where you had to be glued to your phone at the right time to get the email from Sideshow saying, hey, your RSVP, you know, it's ready to buy. Go ahead and go and wait in the queue and buy it. But, you know, so a lot of people missed out on this, but this one's not so bad in this case because there's only 3,500 made of that one, but you can get the standard edition with the normal plastic hair, and I think it looks pretty much the same. So,
how many do you think they making a run that's not a exclusive? So 3,500 is like the limited. What?
Yeah,
these Hot Toys. How many people, you know, buy them? You know.
Yeah, that's a good question. Like, I don't think Hot Toys has ever released numbers for limited releases. The 3,500 that's like spread out worldwide. So that's like what they sell in China and Japan and Korea and, you know, all over the world. I don't know how many Sideshow gets out of that allocation, you know what their amount is, but yeah, it's a good question. I'm very curious about that myself. I'd like to know, like, but they've never announced any numbers officially. But yeah, this is pretty cool looking.
Yeah, they also any retail store that sells I don't know if it's Hot Toys or just anything through Sideshow, you can't just get become a partner with them and sell them at your real retail shop if you're within a distance of another shop that already sells them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pretty crazy what they do to limit the amount of retailers out there offering these items.
Yeah, it's kind of like car dealerships. Like you can't carry this if you're this close. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go for this one. This wasn't on my like wish list or anything, but I mean, come on, look at him. He looks pretty good. If you're really into like an emo Luke Skywalker, this is the one.
Dracula.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, I like the look. Like this was just a surprise. They didn't announce anything like at all. No preview, nothing. It was just like, hey, we're doing this.
Can you go back to that one? That's quite a big cod piece you got there, Luke.
Oh boy.
Sorry.
We gotta maintain our rated G rating, you know.
He's protected.
I told you to mute him. You had to make the hand comment, the hand support comment. Got him all worked up, and he's not going to stop now.
Oh boy. Yeah. But anyway, more coins. Chris, did you see that? More coins.
Nice.
And that'll cover it for Hot Toys. All right. After Hot Toys, I'm going to touch on SH Figuarts. This was kind of cool because, before Black Series were like, the quality that they've been in more recent years, SH Figuarts was like the company to go to if you wanted like premium 6-inch Star Wars figures. And they started making them roughly around the same time Black Series started, I think like 2013, 14 in that time frame. And what they're saying now is, hey, we're going to go back and we're going to revisit some of the ones we already did and revise them a little bit, like 2.0 versions, kind of like what Hot Toys is doing. But there's also some new ones along the way. There's Jar Jar Binks. He went up for sale, I think, last week for pre-order. And then Darth Maul is coming back. This time he's got a cloak. He didn't have a cloak the first time around. And this Darth Maul is phenomenal. This was the very first SHF figure that I bought, I think back in like 2017, something like that. And it was just, when you put it side by side by the Black Series version, it was just like night and day. So it's a great figure. It's really cool that he's coming back with the cloak. They always got to do something to like entice you to buy it again. Qui-Gon is coming back, which is pretty cool because this one was a web exclusive at the time when he came out at first. So he was very hard to track down. And he now has a cloak as well. You didn't have the cloak before. So
amazing.
Yeah. They're also going back and doing the Stormtrooper. And they are, I don't know what's different about this one. I think that the lenses are green now. But I don't know what else is different. It's not like this one wasn't one of their better figures, but it is nice to see again. Darth Vader's coming back. I think this one has like some slight tweaks, maybe with the helmet. We have C-3PO coming back.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that one is cool.
Can you go back to Vader for a second?
No.
Oh, dang it.
Here you go.
At least they got the red lenses, unlike Hasbro for the Episode 4 version.
They said on his Instagram story, Steve says that they are red, but if they are, it's like so like minusculely red.
Yeah, they showed some color swath or swatch, whatever you call it, that they used, right?
Yeah. But like when you're talking about 3 3/4 inch, like they need to pop a little bit more. You kind of got to like bump up the saturation a little more, I think.
What's maddening is the episode 6 one. It does pop out, but they were brown for episode 6. They weren't red.
Mm-hmm.
Brown or gray. I don't remember which one it was for episode 6.
Yeah. So 3PO is coming back. This is a really nice one. This was a great figure when it first came out. And he is like back metallized or die cast. I think it's die cast actually. So it's nice to see him coming back. He's a little more shiny this time than he was the first time. Before he was a little more matte looking. And then R2D2 is returning as well. This time with a clean paint scheme, because last time he had like some scoring on him and stuff, carbon scoring.
How much are these when they get? Aren't they imported, so they're a bit more expensive?
Yeah, these are. I mean, it varies. Like for like a mass release, they're usually around $50. But sometimes like the more like exclusive ones can be like closer to 80. It just kind of depends. If you buy them from Big Bad Toy Store, though, you're going to pay a lot more. Like 120 because that's Big Bad Toy Store. But these are not sold mass. They're not sold like in retailers in the US because of Black Series. There's like licensing stuff. So that's why Big Bad Toy Store charges like a premium on them. But if you look carefully, what I like about this figure, and it was the case during the first release, if you look at his feet, you can see the little gray like stop bumps at the bottom. Oh yeah. Those Kenny are where Baker's feet. Yeah, that's where Kenny Baker's feet were in when he was in there. And it's been portrayed very seldomly on a collectible. So it's cool that Figuarts got that detail there. And,
I don't think I've ever noticed that before.
Yeah, they are removable too. So it's a nice touch.
My Hot Toys doesn't have it, Victoria.
It does not. It does not. I think that was it for Figuarts. Yeah. So if you're into SH Figuarts, then you'll have, and if you're not, well, you can start a collection by these re-releases that are happening. So I think Hasbro has really kind of closed the gap between Black Series and Figuarts. That wasn't the case in 2017, 2018, 2019, but now with photoreal and the modern articulation systems, I think they're pretty close. So
yeah. I'll tell you what, photoreal, what a game changer even for TVC.
Yes.
When you compare some of them side by side, there's no comparison.
Yeah, except when you use it on a sculpt from 12 years ago that doesn't really support
it. Yeah. Bespin move was the worst.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right, so I'm gonna go to the chat real quick and see what is going on. Lorena, how are you doing? Good to see you. Let's see. SWTVC is with us. How is it going, you guys? I'm not sure which of y'all it is, but it's one of you. Is it Tyler? Okay. Hey, Tyler. We got Keith. How are you doing, Keith? Good to see you. Pico B1, how's it going, Pico B1? Charlie, how are you doing? Thank you for hanging out with us. Lots of folks. We got 125 in the house. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. Fatmatic needs 3PO. What is the best Black Series Vader currently? The figure report. Well, you're asking the right people. So I don't know, John. What is the best Black Series Vader?
All of them?
No. They've released about 10 this year, haven't they? So there's a plenty of choice.
I would say the Obi-Wan Kenobi one, like personally, but that one looked really cool. But
haven't they haven't done an updated Vader in a while for the Black Series, right?
Not like an all-new one.
Wasn't that the complaint? I think
2017 was the last time they did an all-new sculpt. So it's about time. BMX says TVC check got delayed just like the HasLab. Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah. 10 minutes delayed. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hey, this is the Cantina, right? You go to Cantina, things always run on 5 o'clock somewhere time. All right. That takes us to Hasbro. All right, that takes us to Hasbro. So let's take a look and see what is going on with Hasbro, you guys. So yesterday there was a Hasbro Pulse fan stream, which they tend to have every now and then. Of course, this one was primarily, I think, to announce the HasLab. We know what happened with that. So instead, they announced some other stuff. And maybe some of these were going to be announced at the same time. So to share these, I'm going to go over to this website called banthaskull.com, I think it is, because they nicely put everything on the site so that it's easily shareable. So thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
You're quite welcome. Thank you for going there.
Yeah, no, I love that everything's convenient here. So there are a bit of Black Series on here. We obviously don't need to spend a ton of time talking about it, but most of these went for pre-order today. I think there's like this Captain Enoch and Night Trooper 2-pack, Walmart exclusive. This one was a cool one, to be honest. This Darth Sidious.
I think jealous of that. Oh
yeah.
My God.
Soft goods look good.
It does. Everything looks good on this one. The lightness is great. The sculpted hood is great. The lightning he comes with the lightsaber. He's got everything. This is a really nice one. They did good. Darth Maul is returning as part of a 3-pack with Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. Now, this one was a little weird to me because they said it's an all-new sculpt, but when you look at it, it doesn't look too different from the 2013 version. He's got that really...
I'm going to be really mad if it's an all-new sculpt because we have so many dated main figures in TVC. And, the excuse has always been, well, we just had them in action figure timelines. We just had them somewhat recently, which could be, 10 years, which we know isn't recent, but in corporate thinking it is. If Black Series gets 2 Darth Mauls before we get one in TVC, it's going to be a bitter pill to swallow.
And
there's
just how good
bit of pills.
Yeah.
Just how good the Maul Mandalore was,
Yeah.
That one was really good. But yeah, they said this is an all-new sculpt, I believe. But yeah, it doesn't. To me, it looks very similar to the old one. I was talking about the SH Figuarts a little earlier that they're bringing back. That one still, even though it's from 2017, it still looks way better than this. So I'm not sure what may have happened there. But yeah, like I said, he comes with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. And this is a GameStop exclusive. Went up for pre-order today. I think Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon have some updates. I'm assuming it's the photo reel, but they still look to have those.
I think they come with their capes, don't they, or robes?
Yeah, they do.
Which they do in single form.
And as you can see, they still can't bend 90 degrees at the elbows. Here's Qui-Gon.
Oh, it looks good. That face sculpt. Oh.
Yeah, the face sculpts look really good on these two. And do they have the box here? Yes, they do. So it's all 3 figures. I mean, that's a pretty nice way to get them. You get those 3 and recreate Duel of the Fates right out of the gate. So, what else did they have? Super Battle Droid. Super Battle Droid, Black Series, comes with a blast effect. I don't know why his head is blue, but it, nice. Also, I think this one was actually quite cool. I really liked.
Oh, don't show the Yoda. The Yoda, the Yoda's so good. The
sculpts, both heads are so good. So good.
I couldn't when he had it in hand on that live stream. I was just like, oh my God, that looks so good.
Yeah, they nailed it.
Yeah, they really did. Like you said, both head sculpts look really nice.
Zoom into that. Killing me, man. I know somebody who my customizing friend Christopher Herman, he actually has a process where you can shrink down Black Series heads, and I don't know how they do it. It's pretty wild, but it's like in Beetlejuice, he just sprinkles a little dust on his head and shrink. But I want those sculpts. They're so good.
Yeah.
I'll be getting him.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right? He comes with the chair, the Jedi Council chair, which is a nice touch as well.
It just looks perfect, doesn't it?
Yeah, the soft goods too. That Yoda we got, in TVC. The soft goods are so bad.
Yeah, the only nitpick I could have with this is that I feel like the cloak's a little bit dark, but you almost don't see it given how good the figure looks.
Yeah.
Just the way he's sitting there, the way they've posed him, it literally looks perfect to me. That
It does.
just...
He's cute.
Teach yourself to let go.
Yeah, that's fun, and I like that look for Commander Gree too. I think that's a really nice look. That I would like in TVC.
Yeah,
maybe one day, or maybe not. All right, so retro collection. I know you guys are enthused about retro collection, so there's this new 6-pack that it's based on Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. Mace Windu, Jango Fett, Padme Amidala, Anakin Skywalker, General Grievous, and Clone Trooper. And of course, the retro collection, these are intended to appear as if Kenner was making these back in the 70s and 80s still. And yeah, I mean, the cards do look nice.
Oh,
I'm glad
I've got to admit, the retro collection winds me up more than the Black Series, to be honest.
Yeah, that Django card. The Django
like
card.
The Django card. Like, if you look at the Django figure, it's the same paint apps as the TVC one. I don't really understand why couldn't they put the TVC one on a card like that? Look at that great card back. Like, what are they doing? Are they just trying to rub salt into a wound or what?
Basically.
Tim, maybe it's to give you hope that they'll release it like the Dark Trooper, so you get to buy it twice.
Yeah, and I probably will, but like, it's just, oh my god.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like I think like they look pretty nice, but I will say that like you're saying, like the paint apps on this one, I don't know that Kenner would have necessarily done that. I mean, maybe,
Right.
but so like some of the sculpts.
They're
like,
moving away from retro. I think it was the Boba Fett, the Nomad Boba Fett. His head looked like the TVC one almost. It was crazy.
Right. That's kind of what I was getting at, is that, and I mean, here's another look at Jango. Like, it doesn't really look like the Boba Fett too much. So I feel like, you know, and nobody, this is all hypothetical, right? Nobody knows what Kenner would have done exactly, but I think these kind of seem like more like if they were making these in the 90s, maybe than in the 70s, 80s, I feel like.
Yeah.
But the Grievous is pretty cool. I like how they, you know, we're saying that the arms extend outwards. That would be a little fun display piece.
But again, they've used an alternate. They didn't use the TV, like with the Anakin, it's the same card as the TVC one. This one's got an all new card.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like maybe it's because it doesn't have the cape on, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah, we definitely need Grievous in TVC. Actually, we need all of these in TVC. Padme looks nice. That's a cool card too.
That card as well. Like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Yeah. I don't know what to say, honestly. I just think somebody is trying to wind me up there.
This is the one that kills me the most for TVC. You know, we talk about going back to 2012. The Mace Windu we have goes all the way back to the 30th anniversary collection. That's the one that's in TVC. It's based on that sculpt. And these, I can't imagine an all new, 100% newly tooled Mace Windu not selling, you know, by the pallet load to Mr. Miko over here.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, you know, I mean, the body you would be able to reuse on, you know, by itself on a bunch of figures. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, it hurts.
I didn't buy the Phantom Menace wave, and I'm not buying that wave. I just want retro to be retro. I want it to be the original 96 and ones that they never made, that they should have made, that Kenner should have made. That's just my opinion on it. That's what I would like it to be. You know,
yeah,
putting out figures that we should have in TVC is not the way.
Not the way. Like the Clone Trooper, it kind of looks like, remember when they were doing like the 5 POA several years ago now, but
yeah,
kind of looks similar to that. Like sort of silhouette.
Mm.
And there were some pipelines as well for Black
he
Suit.
looks he looks a little thick for a clone trooper there. Kind of interesting. Pretty blocky.
Aren't you a little thick for a clone trooper?
Now, if you've been to a Comic-Con.
True. Very true.
I will say though, the retro collection, the last Ollie's I went to, they had hundreds of the Kenobi
Obi-Wan.
and
the second Mando. Yeah.
The second Mando, yeah.
I went to Ollie's for the very first time ever when I went to see my family in March, and yeah, they had a bunch. I couldn't believe how many of those they had. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Even had a bunch of.
Sorry, I was gonna say, how much are they now? $11.99
At Ollie's,
or just the retail on a single new retro.
I think they're $11.99. Most of them.
Yeah, they brought the price down, haven't they?
Yeah, it's $60 for the 6-pack, so it's $10 a piece. But I don't think single retro exists anymore as a SKU.
No.
Okay.
No, but last it did it. I think they were $11.99.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad those aren't single like carded on the pegs anymore, because that was just that's too confusing. I mean, for we know how to discern the differences, right? But most people that are just looking to go buy like their nephew a gift or whatever, niece a gift, they see, oh, this one's $11, $12, this one's $17. I'm going to take the $12 one, So
and with that Obi-Wan wave, it was like the Borg. They just kept assimilating. Not only can gift givers not tell them apart, but the Walmart employees can't tell them apart. So they're just assimilating pegs. What really cracked me up and brought it home is it actually when the 3 3/4-inch Star Trek figures came into Walmart for a little bit, they were putting the Obi-Wan retro on the Star Trek. So it even assimilated the Star Trek pegs too.
Totally.
Yeah.
For Vintage Collection, they showed us the new X-Wing Pilot 4-pack, which had been previously pipelined. I don't know. I mean, for me personally, I was really happy with the execution on these. Like seeing that 2 of them are aliens, I thought that was really cool.
Definitely.
I love the Duros head, and it pulled me back into this. But there's so many named. I constantly think that Hasbro half hears us or half hears the message.
Yeah.
They got no named characters in the Army Troop Builder packs, and to be honest, that was probably a little bit. And the community tends to make things too concise, and that wasn't the message. It wasn't no named characters in these Troop Builders packs. It was stop mixing generic and named characters. To me, a pilot pack should have been 4 named pilots. We should have Theron Net for the first time ever. Yeah. The only Battle of Yavin on-screen red squadron pilot we do not have in any action figure form. We could have got updates to Red Leader. That's impossible to get with the Scramble and Yavin pack. And then throw in a couple Blue Squadron pilots, named pilots from Rogue One. That would have been a home run for this, to me. Yeah. Just to cross off so many of these needed named on-screen pilots. Instead, we get, they're cool, but we get 4 that are just going to be background fodder.
Yeah, and they've used Luke Skywalker's sculpt for 2 females as well, which is it's just.
Yeah, they do look very skinny, just Capstar for sure.
I'm with you, Chris. Like I kind of think with these Army Builder packs, these white boxes, there's 2 different things. There's Army Builders, your ones where you get 4 of the same figure, or maybe a lieutenant or something with 3 grunts, and then you've got character packs. Now, some people would want those figures those characters you've mentioned on cards, so you'd maybe do them in those those like that Clone Wars that we're going with the 3 droids and the Jabba's goons or whatever. Because if they were going to do all the red squadron pilots from the Yavin battle, then you might want those on cards and stuff. I don't know, but
my only counter
the message has definitely been confused there, because we've said, look, these are stop putting Enoch in. We don't, but they've gone the completely opposite way with this pack.
My counter to having them on card is that, I would like to get. I do miss the days when we can get named characters less expensive than the main figure line. To me, that's what this would offer. It'd be a value pack. I personally don't need everything on card.
No, I don't either. I'm just saying because we do know that quite a big percentage, or at least half, I would say, TVCers collect carded figures. But
I will say that look at that Ahsoka Order 66 pack on Amazon. Guarantee you that's going to flop, and it's because the price is way too high because they had to come on cards for what they're offering in that. If they had nixed the Ahsoka, gone back to say the special action figure set with just the 3 droids at a much lower price, I think it would have been a huge hit. I am a carded collector, but I think overall the obsession with carded figures does pull the line in the wrong direction at times.
Yeah, I'm with you totally. And in any other time, I would quite like these, the Duros X-Wing pilot there. He looks cool.
Yeah, he does.
But as you say, there's so many named pilots that we just don't have. And they've started to do it with the Imperial Officer, haven't they? We've got a few named ones of those, a couple of carded, the one that was with the 3 generic guys. When they pipelined the X-Wing pilots pack, this is not what I thought it was going to be.
Me either.
Yeah.
Nope. I love how the Duros alien he looks extra cool because she's got cut fingertip gloves again, just like Cat Bane. I mean, must be some kind of rule in the Duros. Like you can't wear full gloves. There's some special fingertip thing we don't know about.
Yeah, you're not supposed to show too much wrist, is what it is.
Yes.
They're a very Victorian society.
Yeah, there are a lot of people remarking too that they probably shouldn't have used like Luke's body for the female characters. I mean, yeah, probably not.
No.
Honestly, I feel like this sculpt needs to be updated at this point. Like it was nice when it came out, but I mean, it's already, if you put modern art, like more updated articulation, like for the hips and the torso on here, I think it would be a much better figure because it is kind of skinny. It really is.
Yeah,
he definitely is a bit skinny. Yeah. It's just a shame that, as Chris says, the message sort of.
Yeah.
They just don't get it, do they?
I feel like it's always the way they get. When the line first started and we were getting mad at all the repacks, it wasn't we were mad at repacks. We were mad at those repacks that were just on shelf. There were still, and when it came back in 2018, you could still get Jin on clearance in Walmart. On the Black Series box for $5. So it wasn't that we hated repacks; we hated those repacks, and they heard like, no more. Okay, no more. You don't want any more repacks. No, we want her Check Calfast, Lee Sub-Sirloin. We want all these Legacy Collection repack. We want that EU wave that went to Toys R Us. We need that repacked. We need access to those. But it seems like they constantly hear half the message.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's definitely true as well, because I think Nick Only he made a comment on the live stream about this. He said, "Where's the named pilots?" And they actually replied saying, we don't want to put named characters in these 4-packs. They are primarily for troop builders. So they've definitely got that message from us, but taken it in the wrong way.
Yeah. Even with these generic, is anybody going to buy 2? These aren't troop builders. You know what I mean? I'm not going to buy 2 so I could have 2 identical Duros and my diorama, 2 identical male pilots, 2 identical female pilots, and I'm not. You're still only going to buy 1 of these, whether they're named or not.
Mm.
Mm.
And that would go for generic Imperial officers if they have anything unique facial features. It looks weird. Then you got an army of clones.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I guess, with these sets, it seems like they're always kind of evolving a little bit. So maybe they'll.
Yeah. On a positive note, it's pretty cool having alien X-wing pilots. It's
Way
just
cool.
not. Do you know what I mean? As a positive,
Right. And New
it's just
Republic
not
version.
what I thought that set was going to be. Because when they pipelined it, they had the picture of the Empire Strikes Back pilots for a start, like snowspeeder pilots. So it was a bit confusing anyway. What was happening? As I say, this just wasn't what I expected it to be at all. But...
Money grab.
Yeah. It's cool that they're New Republic too, because that's kind of like a new thing for TVC as well.
Yeah.
All right. So there were some pipelines. Not a ton of them, but I guess we'll start with these Black Series ones here. So I know this is a little maddening, Chris, but another Luke Skywalker. Yeah.
I have questions.
Princess Leia.
I'm gonna go off camera, just like I did for the Bad Batch for this part.
Rebel Fleet and Stormtrooper 2-pack, and is it Dagan?
Dagan Gara. Yeah. No, is it Gara? I think so.
Yeah.
No, ask Tim. He played the game. He's not gonna
What game?
Survivor. You haven't played it yet.
Oh no, I was going to say I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, I didn't know who it was either. I haven't played. I played the first game, but I don't have a PS5, so I haven't played the second.
Yeah, same.
Or PS6 or whatever the new one is. I don't even know.
Victoria just did the Bill Belichick thing where he's pretending he doesn't know social medias and snap face and Instabox or whatever he says.
Can somebody tell me they already have Luke and Leia in the Black Series? Talking to some fellow TVC collectors, Mr. Hines in the chat there, he brought a good point that Luke has the old soft goods. Now, are these going to be all new? Like, are they getting an all new Leia and an all new Luke, or is it just photo real time? Like, what's
they had photo real, I think.
Did they have photo real?
Leia did, I believe. Yes, because they brought him back in 2017.
Power of the Force cards, didn't they?
And yeah, exactly. The Power of the Force 2 cards, and then when they did in 2017, I think they were already using photo real when they brought out Leia, I want to say, wasn't that the one where they Leia a bunch of times?
Wasn't that the one where they gave you the wrong answer on the Q&A too, where they said it was coming with the old head when you asked them, and then the picture showed up and it was coming with the new Leia head? Wasn't that your Q&A, Victoria?
Yes, that's right.
That's right.
I've got to say, when the community talk about tone deafness and all that kind of stuff, don't postpone a HasLab or delay a HasLab. Annoy the whole TVC community by the language you use in a social media post. Then quickly get together an X-Wing pilots pack to at least give us a reveal, because they didn't say that we were going to be getting a reveal in that social media post. So I'm guessing that was just update. So I'm guessing that they got a lot of backlash, rightfully so, about the wording in that. So they probably scrambled that together. But don't pipeline Luke Skywalker. That's just like grabbing some nice sea salt fresh from the grinder and rubbing it in a wound, isn't it? I just don't get it. There must be another figure that they could have pipelined in place of that.
We know they've heard make the mains. Yeah. They're starting to chip away at them. But man, this just feels like we're trying to take just more of your collectors and make them Black Series. That's what it feels like to me sometimes. Or make sure they don't come over to 3 3/4.
But people, I don't know if there's anyone in the chat that I would imagine there is that collects Black Series. Were any of them actually even asking for a new Luke Skywalker and a Princess Leia? I mean, or were they happy with the ones that they've got?
From my perspective, the last Prince, I think it was Archive, was a peg warmer. I saw it everywhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ross, $4.
Yep.
I
don't have Ross's, unfortunately. I hear.
Yeah, that sucks. But with Leia, right? If it is all new, okay, I get it in some ways, right? You have a digital sculpt. It seems like more or less a lot of these sculpts are being translated upscaled or downscaled. So it's like, man, but yeah, is that good for even the Black Series line? Is that going to sell with the amount of releases she's already had? Just don't get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely strange.
Can you put up CJ McBathiscal's comment from a second ago? Yes, but grown men are the ones who buy the toys. Not kids.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. That, you know, kids aren't watching the live streams. You know, kids
Right.
aren't on looking at Mr. Stevie's Instagram posts and things like that. You know, they're not. It's an adult collector line, and they're annoying their customers, essentially, aren't they? So
yeah, and there's a lot of comments going on saying that maybe, you know, Luke was supposed to be pipelined with the Cantina. That has nothing to do with Tim's point. It's not that, you know, we didn't get Luke. It's with that in mind, don't pipeline this Luke at this time, which was Tim's point to begin with.
Yeah,
as far as the tone deafness.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So if the HasLab is a Cantina, and if because Make the Mains is a thing, if Luke was part of that reveal or whatever, that's kind of irrelevant. It's the fact that they've
they doubled down
because we ended up getting nothing. Then they pipeline a figure that everybody wants, right? You know, that's come high up in every poll going for the last 3 years or whatever. I don't know. It just seemed a bit off.
It is. It comes from that same like place, or you know, that post did on Hasbro Pulse. You know, was it like a year and a half ago, where it's like, oh, we're raising prices on everything, and also we're trying to increase our shareholders' profits by 50%. Like, you know, it's just kind of like, do you need to post that on Instagram? Like, it's just like,
yeah. I said in the comments of the live stream, this feels like 2020 again. This year does, and I just, you know, I can't wait for the blurg and, you know, something to actually that's going to hopefully be cool, you know, because I feel like there's only maybe 2 or 3 things that we've got so far this year that I thought were, you know, really cool, Dooku and things like that. So
it's going to be another tough year to do a top 10 at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's definitely, compared to last year, which was a stellar year.
It was.
X-Woves for the win.
Yeah.
Season
you know, another Beach Ball Grogu, and you know, so many Mandalorians. It's just nuts, isn't it? Mandalorians used to be the coolest thing ever, but now they're diluting it so much that, you know, that's the problem.
For TVC, there also was some pipelines. So for those, we have a few. We'll start with the first one, and that is Anakin Skywalker from Ahsoka. When I was driving into work, and I had the stream playing, like I was listening on my car, like audio. And I heard him say Anakin Skywalker from Clone War from Ahsoka, and I didn't see this at the time. I was thinking it was just like, you know, like his Revenge of the Sith look. But then I saw the image and I was like, oh, it's this one. And then I started being like, oh, it's this one. So I mean, as much I really want them to this to be 100% new sculpt, but I just know they're not going to do that. They're going to reuse that 13-year-old figure.
As soon as you saw that picture, you knew what it was going to be.
Yep.
To the best of my knowledge, it's the 13-year-old figure with a new head.
It's not.
Oh no! Victoria's caught the Tyler size. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, it's not a horrible figure, but it's not. It's 13 years old. Let's leave it at that, I guess. The 4-pack of Shriek Cockpit Mandalorians.
Yeah.
Sorry, I almost fell asleep.
That was, yeah.
We did a April Fool's a year or two ago with the Shriek babies. Are we gonna get the Shriek babies now? Is that gonna be the next creature pack? That's what that is, right? The Shriek Hawks, the nest with the
yeah. It's the episode where they went up and actually stayed overnight instead of going to rescue them. They, they'll be alive in 24. Yeah, the little boy, wasn't it? He'll be alive in 24 hours.
Inside.
We'll just chill here and have a campfire and get some marshmallows out.
Make some s'mores.
Here, you sit by the fire. We'll go.
Yeah.
Oh man. And it's funny that they would even name them like Shriek Hawkman. I mean, it's like you think of those kids that go to the zoo and they fall into the ape enclosure. It's like, are you gonna call him the ape kid for the rest of his life?
And Emily did say when that was announced, we know we've given you. She made a point of it, saying we know, because they know they're not. That they're human beings. They work for the company. They can see. They're not blind. They know what they're giving us. It's just so many Mandalorians. It's nuts.
Yeah. But you can put them all in the Armor Forge playset. So there's that.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool, though. That I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
Just because it will collect up, a nice little display environment for a couple figures.
Yeah, that is true. They have done pretty well to build up the world building of the Mandalorian with all the things that they've done. So this will kind of fit in nicely with that. Brad says the only season 3 character I want is Kelleran Beck. That would be cool.
Yeah, some shock troopers.
Wasn't that? Did I see that? Am I dreaming that? Wasn't that announced for SH Figuarts too, or teased?
No, you're right. You're right. It wasn't on those pictures, but yeah, it was. Yeah.
Have Black Series got a Kelleran Beck?
I don't think so.
What am I saying? Of course they have. I don't even need to check.
Yeah, there's a few non-Mandalorians from season 3. I will say, that is one of them. I would also say the Praetorian Guard, the Beskar or Stormtroopers, yeah, or whatever they're called. Those would be nice.
Absolutely.
We already have pretty much every version of Din Djarin from every scene now at this point. So I'm sure we'll get another one at some point. It'll be like handcuffed Din Djarin, and he doesn't have his jetpack, or he doesn't come with anything, right? He just got his arms tied behind his back, and they save money on that one because he doesn't come with any weapons.
So with Lizzo figure from CJ, everybody wants a Lizzo and Jack Black, right?
But we're more than likely going to get the armor in that pack, right?
I would assume so.
Hopefully they give it soft goods on because the retro collection one got soft goods on the shoulders.
Yeah,
just thought I'd throw that out there as well.
If they can upgrade it with rocker ankles, it would be appreciated.
Mm.
Yeah, because that one's hard to stand.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Another armor though. It's what else? What else could maybe it's Grogu? It'll be another Grogu, and he'll be like Bad Dream Grogu.
Bad Dream. Stuff up on the pipes, Grogu.
Grogu is becoming like duck sauce with when you get Chinese food. It's and every time you get it, it's in there. Every product has a Grogu now.
Basically. Oh man. Any other thoughts on the Hasbro Pulse fan stream from yesterday?
Was it only yesterday?
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, look at the pipelines here. It's like, I think they had to change some things around, but it's like you have a Ahsoka series and then Mandalorian. It's like, shouldn't there be more of a theme? I don't know. I think they really had to throw a curveball, and hopefully we see some of the things they want to work on, and they're focusing on bringing Steve back for all that. So give them a pass on this one, I guess. But my question becomes, when are we going to hear about this HasLab?
Yeah, we'll get to that in just a second.
Sorry.
Before we move on this, as far as like not hearing what we were talking about, when they kind of acknowledge with, we're getting Mandalorian burnout, why can't we get more Imperial officers? There's so many, I would been so much happier if this was another Imperial officer 4-pack. We need the, all black Imperial officer with no rank badge, there's so many that I can never think of the names when we're on the live stream. We've got the Vader and the Leia. We need the holding her is dangerous. I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now. We need that Imperial officer just to complete the scene. It should have been that, not more Mandalorians.
Right. I mean, even from Andor, like Wolf Yularen or any of those, that could be really cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Danger. Thank you, Tyler.
Danger. Is that really his name?
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yep.
That's funny.
Nerds.
100% with you there, mate. Yeah.
And where's Balin and Shin? Why are we still waiting for Balin and Shin to be pipelined?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm really at a loss. Like, I mean, we're like, really, like, what's going on there?
They're getting their second Balin. Great.
Yeah.
I mean, even Hot Toys announced them already. It's like, where are they?
I know, but at this point, by the time we get them, it's the thing that scares me with TVC. By the time we get them, is the community going to care about them that much?
Yeah.
I've personally dropped Balin off my personal top 10 list just because it needed him then. I needed him then when it was exciting and new. Not, at this point, it's going to be 2 years removed. At best, it's going to be 2 years removed when we get one.
Yeah, that's
Potentially the same with the Bad Batch as well, Like,
don't even get me started on that one. Like, I have poor Hunter just laying here on my desk because I have nowhere else to put him. I don't know where to put him. He doesn't fit on any shelves because, like, he doesn't go with anybody. The right time would have. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was going to say, now we need old man Hunter with the beard and regular clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Chris, I ruined it.
And season 2 one and season 3 with the all black armor. Like, I mean, it's like, this would have been the time, right? Like the end of the series. This would have been the time to release a wave and just kind of get them done finally. But I don't know. It's like you're saying, Chris, by the time they come out, I mean, are people still going to be as interested?
Yeah, I'm not. I like the Bad Batch and everything, but they are quite low down on my list of priorities when it comes to what I want in TVC. But I do understand that there's a bunch of people out there that do want them. But you're going to be testing even their patience.
Yeah.
By the time they come out, so
I know
Disney's bringing out so much stuff all the time. It makes it even worse because that what you were saying there, Chris, about will I even care in 2 years? I might do if there's no other Star Wars content to get into, because that's the thing that's still fresh in my mind. But by the time they come out, there would have been 4 more shows with more characters and figures that I want. So.
I know I bring this up every time we talk about missing the window. But again, to me, Quill is just such a good example. I remember talking to John, like every event that went by with Hasbro, he was like frothing that they didn't announce a Quill. And it wasn't just John. The community was like, during season 1, where's the Quill? Where's the Quill? He's such an important character during season 1. Everybody was screaming for him. Then he comes out after season 2, after he missed his moment, and it's a epic peg war. I'm pretty sure you could probably go buy one on Amazon right now for less than MSRP right now, still to this day. But that was a figure that if he was released in the window of season 1, not necessarily right when it was airing, but in the window before season 2, I think it would have been a big hit.
Yeah, great point. It seems to be characters too that really get you emotionally, right?
Yeah,
because Queel got me, man.
Yeah,
and Balin, obviously, not only because what happened with Ray, but also just his performance. And
yeah,
Quill was a perfect character because he was a species that you saw in the background of Star Wars.
Yeah,
but you had a Kenner figure for it,
yeah,
the Ugnaught. And then all of a sudden you're getting one that talks and's got, and he was a great, he was great, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Not only did he talk, it confirmed that Nick Nolte's still alive, which I don't know if I would have passed that quiz if somebody asked me.
And he almost had a saying as much as big as "this is the way," like he,
yes,
I have spoken and all that. He was, bordering on pop culture.
Mm-hmm.
My wife still uses it on me when she wants her way. I have spoken. I was like, shit.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I guess I don't really have anything to add there. That was the Pulse fan stream. Those were all the things that also went up for pre-order. Well, other than the pipelines, obviously did not, but the press released image items did go up for pre-order today. Did you guys get all your pre-orders in? No,
not yet.
No. I'll say one more thing too, Victoria. Is this is like they've apologized a couple times to the TVC community now. We had the live stream earlier in the year, right, where we promise there's more things to come, right? What did Jing say? She said something to that effect. And fear not, there's more coming. And now with this one, they've had to again kind of apologize and say we want to make it right, and we apologize, but we have to hold off on all of these things to make sure it's right. So it's just a lot of waiting. I'm tired of waiting.
Yeah, I mean, when you put it in perspective, we're like already almost midway through the year, just another month.
I feel like we've been waiting 4 years.
Hey, now we can see Chris, not just the top of his head.
I would have tried to adjust the camera, but I probably would have knocked it off. And
I messaged him. I was like, "We can only see the top of your head. Like, I can't move my camera."
You said my head was too low. I said, "No, my camera's too high."
That's right.
Yeah, you might have spilled your Moscow Mule.
Yeah,
one thing
I did order the X-wing pilots. I bought one of those.
Same.
But the thing I was most pleased with was the TC-14. I can't wait for that to arrive.
Oh, Disney parks.
Yeah,
Disney.
I want to see what that 3PO sculpt, if you like, is what it's like.
Yeah.
Compare it to the TVC one.
Oh, man. That's a good point. If they do a C-3PO, beat Hasbro to the punch. Wow.
I don't know. I tried to zoom in. It's just Disney quality, I think. So.
Yeah, that was another thing I did want to mention real quick is the TC-14 that did go up for order. You can buy it already. It's not even pre-order. It's add to bag $14.99. How did they do that? Like, I mean, I know that these are like it's really easy for Disney to do these because they're just like repainting stuff. But it's funny. It's like it's not even like a 6-month wait. It's just like, here you go, buy it, go get it right now. So
it was. I saw somebody post a picture that was. We've got one Disney store left in the UK. I think the flagship one at Blue Water. I think. I know the one in Brighton near me closed ages ago, and they have all across the country. But they were in store. He picked them up in store. So,
yeah, they're at the parks today. You can buy them at the parks.
Yeah. Well, at least somebody's getting a TC14. We haven't had one since the episode 1 line. Oh no, they repacked it during the 30th anniversary Saga Legends, I believe.
I did, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, always came with quite a questionable drinks decanter.
When I first saw this, the picture I saw, or that Jason posted, whoever posted, it looked like the color of 3PO. And I got excited that at least we were getting some kind of updated 3PO, but then realized it was not.
Is that the same exact tray from the episode 1 line 1?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it could be. I don't know if they would include that with a Disney Parks figure, but I guess anything's possible.
Do we think that this is the same sculpt as the Builder Droid one that came?
Yeah, probably
in the Legacy Collection. You've got all the parts for it. Was it U3PO?
Oh,
Is it?
No, I think this one's. I think this one's different. I think it's because Disney uses they used to use the Hasbro stuff, but I don't think they have for a while now.
I made a couple when we were there.
Yeah, I was going to say you could. Yeah, they used to have the buckets, didn't they? You used to pick all the parts and. Do they still do that? They don't do that anymore, do they?
No, only the big RC droids. Those are the only ones you can build now. But yeah, so that's TC14. Hey, at least somebody is making a episode 1 25th anniversary 3/4 inch figure. So good job, Disney. All right. So we've got 151 with us. Thank you guys for hanging out. We really appreciate you. Lots of comments that we're seeing flowing in here through the chat. Thank you guys for your comments and questions that you're leaving here for us. There is still another topic that we want to cover.
We're not done yet.
All right, we still got something else. So there was some news on Monday. Here you go.
That was awesome. You had Pawtucket there.
Wow. It's making the rounds, right? People are reporting on it. So.
And a Muppet at the end. Yeah.
You spared no expense there. Wow.
Yeah. The HasLab is delayed. We all know that it's delayed. Sorry. So let me go ahead and pull up the announcement that it was delayed, because we didn't know it was delayed up until almost the last minute. So on Monday, Hasbro threw up this message here, alerting us to the live stream, right, that we're just talking about. And at the very end, it says, we know the anticipation for the upcoming Star Wars Vintage Collection HasLab. While we initially planned to unveil it this week, we're taking extra time to ensure it's as spectacular as Star Wars fans expect. The reveal is pushed back, but fear not, we promise it's worth the wait. We'll share more details soon, so keep your comm links open and stay tuned. So, what do we think?
Boo.
As I said to Tim and I talked right afterwards. I said it was for me. It was literally like if you're a kid, and on Christmas Eve they go, Christmas is delayed. We don't know when. It's delayed. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Extremely late in the day announcement, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It just, when is it going to be announced then? Are we going to have to wait till Comic-Con?
And at what point does it start bumping up against other HasLabs that are planned? I don't know the other lines, but I'm sure they don't want to have a Joe and Star Wars going head to head, or Transformers and Star Wars. So, is it one of these things where it misses its window, and now we got to wait till who knows when?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was kind of sad, right? Because I mean, there's this huge. They announced it. I think it may have been like early March or somewhere in that time frame when they said, "Hey, May the 4th. We're gonna this new HasLab. It's coming. We're gonna reveal it." And you're thinking, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be the greatest May the 4th ever. I mean, this is gonna be the crown jewel of everything else that's going on." Star Wars Episode 1 in theaters, the Bad Batch ending, the Tales of the Empire. So I mean, you're thinking like there's all this, and then we get the HasLab too, and then on Monday it's like, oh man, it's sad, so sad.
The worst part about this was that I saw the alert from Jason's post on Instagram. I just saw that the live stream. I'm like, oh good, because I was kind of getting nervous. I'm like, hey, when are they going to announce the live stream to announce it? And then I just saw the notification on my phone. I'm like, oh sweet, they announced it. I'm all excited. And then I finally clicked through and read it, and it was a Charlie Brown moment, walking around with my head hanging down for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I felt that way too. I definitely felt that way too. There was a little bit less pep in my step, I guess you could say. Yeah, I mean it's could be a multitude of reasons that it's delayed, but the official reason here is that they're still working on it. So I guess we'll see. I think Comic-Con though is probably a pretty fair guess as to when it's gonna. I mean, because you think about it, that's still, a few months away, right? So hopefully whatever they're tweaking by then, you would think that should be enough time to, and a great venue to announce a HasLab in any case, right? To actually have like the model of whatever it is there and everything.
When's the London event, Tim?
25th, I think. But
this month, yeah.
As far as I'm aware, there's nobody coming from overseas for it. UK Hasbro PR, but marketing team showing potentially showing stuff that we've already seen, but like maybe in hand, like they've done before. I don't know if there's going to be any reveals, for example. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah.
Well, thank God for other hobbies. Sorry, babe.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a bummer for sure. I think we've been talking also like me, I've been talking on like every week on the stream, about like, oh, the HasLab, and excited to this stream, right? Our May the 4th stream, thinking, oh, we're going to talk about the HasLab. It's going to be epic. It's going to be fun. And it still is amazing, obviously. But, we're just missing that little extra bit that would have made it a little more epic. So, yeah, I mean, maybe they are indeed tweaking it and making it even better, adding things to it. Maybe there's other behind the scenes reasons. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait just a little bit longer, I guess, to see what it is, and hopefully, whatever the delay is doesn't doesn't affect how. I mean, they were. It's kind of been hyped up to be pretty amazing from what we've seen with the people chatting about and such. So, and what Hasbro has said, like during the poll stream, hopefully, whatever the delay is, it doesn't diminish like any of that awesomeness in any way.
And one thing I will say, and I'm going to plug a little bit, sorry, but next week, probably Tuesday, I'm going to write an article where the negativity about the fan stream on Friday might actually indicate a good thing. Stay tuned.
Oh, you can't leave us with that. Can you expand a little bit there, Chris? Or
No. It's so hard to come up with daily content. I got to save it. I blow them on these live streams. I got to think up something new.
Why say anything at all? I'm just kidding.
Plug it to get the.
Yes, we get it. It's all good.
We're all going to look forward to it, Chris.
I can say too that talking to some of them behind the scenes, they're really excited about it. So that's a good sign.
Yeah, and it sounds to me, like Steve Evans, I think, was saying, he's using this quite a lot now, like this telling a story thing. It's a bit of marketing speak, but essentially what he's getting at there is that there'll be other stuff, whether it's revealed or pipeline, to do with the HasLab, so that when it drops, there'll be other stuff to build a story or whatever whatever that might mean. So hopefully there'll be lots of cool stuff,
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good point. Hopefully things are still able to be like tracked in terms of whatever the schedule they were. I mean, I assume whatever bonuses were going to be coming were kind of aligned to coincide with the HasLab to some extent. So hopefully they're able to make adjustments, as needed to kind of pivot a little bit for the delay.
Yeah, maybe not even like tiers or anything, stretch goals or whatever, because obviously HasLabs usually have those, but just other stuff that they'll get out either in the main line or as like an exclusive or whatever it might be. Just, build it around that. Like with the Razor Crest, they said, by the time you get the Razor Crest, you'll have most of the figures that go with it.
That interact with it.
Yeah. So it's nothing new, is it? That sort of
right
storytelling, if you like. But I think it's just an obvious thing to do and like quite a natural thing to do. If you have such a massive, big ticket item, then you want to make the best out of it and give, other supporting product to go with it.
That's still their sort of failure with the barge. They weren't ready for it to back.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
And that was right in their warehouse because what was needed was mostly repacks at that time to go with it. NISAD and Jaquil and Tanis Speedjack. I'm probably pronouncing those incorrectly. All those figures could have been ready to go.
Kid cat.
I was so happy on the podcast that you pronounced that, and I didn't have to try it.
Yeah. 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 I guess like what kind of annoys me the most is like, if it's not 100% ready to go, why commit to like a certain date to reveal it and not be able to make that, like you would kind of feel like everything, all the T's would be crossed, the I's would be dotted, and it'd be like, okay, we're going to announce it in this date because we are in fact ready to go.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of perplexes me a little bit, is why kind of jump the gun when things aren't ready.
The one thing the one thing that doesn't like phase me about that a little bit is just because, I'm my day job, it's on the software side, and you do set a release date and stuff happens. So, when I was talking about it with my wife, she goes, "Oh, so they didn't make the release date. They didn't make code freeze or something." That was her response, and that's kind of what it feels like to me. So it doesn't phase me because just stuff happens. In my job, somebody finds a design gap at the last minute, and we can't ship it as is, but we don't have time to put it in. So just delay the release.
They want to add lights and sounds, so they're holding it back.
To the Kanto bite sale barge, you mean?
Yeah. What sounds do they need?
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, either way, it's we'll get to that day, and maybe we can do this again. We will have a redo where we'll be able to come on and talk about it once again, and actually talk about what it is and react to the reveal and everything. So I guess at least there'll be that to look forward to. Any other final comments on the HasLab?
It's like Tyler. A few people have jokingly said that maybe they broke the prototype.
We did see Chris coming out with that ghost last year. And I think everyone in the back of their mind was like, "Oh, don't drop that."
Yeah, I mean,
it's like
who
the
knows?
birthday cake that the mum's been working like all day on.
Oh, speaking of which, though, we didn't talk about the ghost box reveal. That was pretty nice.
That was the update that they, I think, had originally planned, right? That was the update.
And if you look at the overlay sticker, there was like bubbles in it, so you know this was like a last minute thing. If you look closely at it, it's not perfectly applied.
It's like stickers were added on. I actually know the box dimensions. Would you guys like to know the box dimensions? It's
wait, John,
bigger.
wait. Let me save that for an article on Wednesday.
It's bigger than the Millennium Falcon box. We'll put it that way.
Which one?
You're teasing it? You're not going to give it to us?
Oh, you want it?
Yeah.
It's 31.5 in width by 30.5 in height and 11 inches in depth. The Falcon box is like 23 by 20 by 9.
Wow.
Sorry, Tim, you're gonna have to convert that to your.
I was just about to say, like, what the hell are you're talking in a foreign language, John?
Sorry.
Size matters, right?
I bet you have. Macante.
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll build up to it once again, and hopefully we can reunite and talk about the HasLab once it is actually released. Well, cool. Have you guys? What's going on in your areas of the woods? Tell us a little bit about what you guys have been working on. What's coming, or don't tell us, Chris, about what you're working on.
Not a whole lot over here. I will say one thing I did get recently, and I know you did too, Victoria, is, am I putting this right? The Hot Toys Kenobi Vader. I have not had a chance to set mine up yet.
Don't drop it.
Don't drop it. But other than that, I do have a website now. It's very outdated since I've had no life for the past, too much life. How about that? Not enough nerd life. JohnMiko.com. Check it out. Trying something there with that. We just hit 23,000 people in the Facebook group a little while ago. We're excited about that. But other than that, not a whole lot.
Right on. I actually Googled it really quick to see what you're talking about. So here it is right here, johnmiko.com.
I haven't posted anything in a month because I've had no life. But sorry, I gotta hang out with Chris and take notes on how to write better articles. But
hire CJ to do some AI articles for you.
Yeah, thanks for showing it.
Yeah. What about you, Tim? What do you have coming on Bosk's Bounty?
Well, I did have loads of videos planned around whatever the HasLab was going to be. But cheers, Hasbro. No, just my usual stuff, really. Whatever comes to, obviously, have the regular stuff, and then if I get some new figures I'll review that TC14 when it arrives in the next couple of days. See what that's all about. I've got a lightsaber to review. I have the Sabine. Yeah, the Sabine Wren one, the green one.
Cool.
So Hasbro Pulse sent me that randomly. I didn't even know it was coming. So I better review that. But yeah, that's about it, really. Yeah.
Awesome.
Usual stuff. The
usual good quality stuff. Love it. What about you, Chris? What's coming on banthaskull.com that you can't tell us about?
Articles, daily articles are coming Monday through. I'm sure Brett will be continuing the review of the latest wave with his photo gallery. I don't know which one is coming on Monday. I'm thankful he's doing that because I'm too lazy to do them right now. But I was excited today because in addition to Star Wars Day, it was also I don't know if I can.
Oh yeah, you were saying that.
Free comic book day, and they had a Star Wars comic for today.
Nice.
I think the cover's pretty killer on it with the half
that cover's
Vader
great.
and half Luke. Waited in line an hour for that because we don't have a lot of comic shops around here. Also got, I don't know if you can see it down there. Got Zam Speeder for the first time. I never had Zam Speeder.
Oh, nice.
I got it for $20 at the same comic book shop, and it was really cool. They had buy one get one free on the back issues. So I didn't have the Marvel Star Wars 3 in my collection, so I got that, and was able to get the first appearance of Jackson for free as a result.
Right on.
Sorry about the glare. So, yeah, it's actually the second copy of that I have, but got to get the bunny when I see him.
Yeah, right on.
What about you, Victoria?
Me, well, a couple of weeks ago, I wrapped a series called the TVC series. It was like a limited run thing. Each one was a different topic. They were all top 5 things, like top 5 Cantina aliens that need to be made. There was top 5 viable HasLabs. I don't even remember what the other 2 were. I think it was like top 5. I don't know. I would need to go back and look, but there was 4 of these videos in this series, and I will continue this series over the summer because it seems like people liked them a good little bit. I am working on a video from when I went to Texas in March, and I actually have a sneak preview that you guys can check out for the I was going to say very first time, but it's not true because I showed it last night during Cantina Social Hour, the usual weekly show. But I'll go ahead and pull it up, give you guys a little peek at what is to come pretty soon. So there you go.
Nice.
Very
yeah.
cool.
That'll be fun. I've never done a video like about where I grew up. So, I was thinking I've done videos like here and there in Japan and, but I've never done one like there. So I thought, hey, this is the right time to do that. And pretty cool. You might see my dad make a cameo possibly. So.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. So, I guess before we wrap up, just where can we find you guys online? Because we know you guys are always creating content, doing awesome things. Each of you are very pivotal pillars of this Star Wars collecting community, and you do amazing things. So, Tim, where can our audience here? I'm sure they know, but in case they don't, there's any stragglers here, where can they go to look you up online?
Boss Bounty on YouTube, Boss Bounty on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. All the same name.
Awesome.
So if you put it into Google, you'll find it, basically.
Cool. Chris?
As I do every time, just, right there, take out the space, put a comma on the end, and you'll go right to the website. On Twitter is our most active and engagement on social media. It's Bantha Skull Com there. And then Chris Swansky on Instagram if you want to hook up with my personal Instagram account, which I'm mostly right now just sharing my vintage Kenner acquisitions on there right now.
You heard it here, folks. If you want to hook up with his personal Instagram account, go for it. John.
Yeah, thanks again for showing the website. But yes, Facebook group SW the Vintage Collection. We've had some pretty good engagement recently too from the Hasbro team on there. I'll just highlight that. Like Steve's been pretty active on there, and some other groups, which is great. Great to see him out there. And I do have a little thing I'm doing on Instagram right now. It's power line, whatever, underscore of the underscore force. And I'm doing I'm doing all the cards from the 85 Toy Fair catalog, the figures that never came out in the the last wave that was supposed to come out, and they canceled it. And then I'm going to do a bunch of other fun stuff with Power of the Force, hoping we see some love for that in the future. So
awesome.
Check that out.
Cool. And you, like you said, other hobbies, you got the Bronco to keep you busy.
Yeah, Bronco. I just went and saw my 34th and 35th fish show in Las Vegas at the Sphere. Yeah. Go ahead, Chris. Make your comments.
No.
Go ahead.
No comment.
All right. Yeah, I know. Music died in 1989. Yeah.
86. You're way far too late.
Sorry.
I was gonna make a joke. I just say it's like you're like a neo deadhead, basically.
Neo hippie, I guess.
Yeah.
And I also just bought a resin printer, so could get fun with that. I'm gonna start off printing some stuff from our fellow customizers and hobbyists out there that are into that. But I'm pretty excited to get into that. So
awesome.
Yeah, keep me busy.
Can you make me one of those Yoda heads and paint it for me? And
absolutely, we'll do it up.
Thank you.
Very cool. Yeah, awesome, you guys. And next week for Cantina Session Hour, next Friday night, 7 p.m. normal time. We got Dan Larson from Toy Galaxy / Secret Galaxy returning to the Cantina, so he'll be hanging out with us next Friday. Hope you guys can make it. But yeah, all of you guys that have been with us, all our Cantinians that have been hanging out here in the chat, watching from wherever you're watching from, all over the place. We really appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out here and having conversations with us and asking questions and having a good time. Happy May the 4th to everybody, and hope you enjoy your Star Wars Day somehow or another. So thanks you guys for being here, and thank you guys for being here and hanging out with me as well and having a good old time. It's been a blast.
Thanks for having us. Yeah,
Yes,
been great.
There it is. All right. So no matter where you're tuning in from in the galaxy, thank you for watching Cantina Social Hour. Be well, be safe. May the Force be with you. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.